This is the rider review. In this video we're going to be reviewing 3 boots. We're going to be reviewing the Dublin jodhpurs boot and the Dublin Easy Care Comfort Half Chaps, I believe, the Mountain Horse Field boot, and the Mountain Horse Ice Riders. I believe it's number 1. So let's go ahead and start with the first pair of boots. These are the boots that I've had the longest. I've had them for maybe three years possibly, and I'll tell you why that I got them. I wanted a boot that I could do chores in and could ride in, and you can see they're fairly worn and fairly used, so I've gotten a lot of use out of them. I got these, I think there was another boot similar, but I actually got these because the treads on them are actually not bulky, are too rough, and I was afraid that might have an issue with maybe keeping my foot in the stirrup when I needed to pull it out. They're easy to slip on and pull on. Then I've actually worn these to work outside, like on our land and cutting trees and work kind of like that. So they've gotten a lot more work out of them than just, you know, scooping poop and riding horses in them. So I'm pretty pleased with them. I really like them. They're comfortable. They're not designed, they weren't advertised to be waterproof, but I've never gotten like a soggy foot, and where my horse is kept, it's pretty soggy out there, and I don't ever remember getting like a foot soaked. So they repel water out pretty quickly, but I mean, again, don't stand in a water puddle or anything, but that was just kind of a added extra bonus that I noticed about them. And then I did notice that eventually, kind of right here, that they're starting to wear out and feel just a little bit thin in that area, where I can kind of feel something that's bumpy underneath it, like pressing down. If I were to step on a rock, I could kind of feel that. But I definitely, you know, I'm going to continue to use them. They're still very usable, and like I said, I've put them through quite a bit and had them for quite a long time, so I'm pretty pleased with this boot and how well they've held up. The stitching is held up. There's no tears or rips or anything like that, so I would definitely recommend this boot. When I got those, I also got the Dublin Easy Care Comfort Half Chaps. I think these are like $36 or $39 at Dover. And they have this stretchy material on the back, so it has some give. Extra reinforcement on the inside of the chaps. Sorry, you can't see that. Extra reinforcement on the inside of the chaps so they don't wear out as easily. And then a little bit of... Sorry, I got a pin hanger. A little bit of stretch right here. The only thing, I had some difficulty zipping them up. They were kind of hard, and I had to do some pretty flexible movement to get them to zip. And then I noticed that one of the buckles doesn't want to like snap right here, and I don't know if that happened after I got them, because it didn't at first, and then it just became slightly harder and harder to snap down on them. So when I put them on, I actually have to slip them on, then pull them up here, and it's kind of difficult to do all at once. But overall, nothing's torn or ripped or anything, and as you can see, I wear them on muddy days, and I don't really wash them. I haven't never ever washed them, actually. There's a little bit of fraying in the stitching, but not bad. Overall, pretty good for $36. I got them in brown, and it's kind of like a suede here, and they looked pretty good with my Dublin boots, so I was pretty pleased with that. Then I got my first field boots about a year ago, and these are the Mountain Horse field boots. And at first I was just saving them for shows and only wore them on show occasions, and then I kind of got the new kind of wear off of them, and then I started wearing them for lessons, and then pretty soon I was just wearing them to ride at the barn. I ride at my barn. And so overall, pretty pleased. They took a little bit of while to break in, but now they've kind of fallen and stretched a little bit, so it's not bad. I've actually worn these when it's been really muddy outside, like that red mud that just sticks everywhere, and cleaned them up, and they looked just as good as new. And then so they've already kind of breaking down and fallen down. The only trouble I had when I wasn't putting them on my boot trees, they were falling down too much, and then when I went to go zip them, I would actually have to bend my boot up like this to get the zipper straight to pull them up. But now that I'm hanging them up and they're in their boot trees, it's zipping up a lot easier. I just take very careful care when zipping them. I don't ever just run them up really fast, and if they get stuck or tugged or have a hard time coming up, I don't ever just jam it up there. I just kind of carefully go back and make sure nothing's stuck in there, because that's just a really bad way to treat your zippers on your filled boots, especially if they break, since it's like a $200 investment. So overall, pretty pleased with them. This is the first pair of filled boots that I've owned, so I couldn't tell you to compare them. I just know that they're fairly comfortable. They look new even after I've left mud on them for a couple of days and cleaned up very nice. So hopefully that'll help you. The next boot that I got is just a boot that I got to encourage me to ride during the winter time, because I hate cold weather, and so I actually got the Ice Riders. It's like the #1. I think they have like 3 different versions of this. Some of the reviews says that it started cracking where it bends. I haven't had that happen, but I've only owned these for a couple of months, and I've probably worn them about 10 times. They're made out of some like really strong like kind of material. They're not very flexible, that is for sure. Mine are kind of finally starting to bend a little bit, so I don't think it has a very good it doesn't aid your heel in getting down very much, because you don't have a lot of bend like right where you need it. So my boots bend right there. You can see that line right there. And then they bend on the back of this zipper. You can see right there. And so when I first tried these on, I actually tried them on with a pair of jeans. I had ordered them, and I was wearing the jeans, and I went to go zip them up, and it was too tight. So even though they're a winter riding boot, the only concern would be that if you were trying to wear warm pants, it might be kind of hard, because maybe they wouldn't fit, they would be too tight for the zipper, just the way they fit on my leg. These little Velcro straps are kind of hard. Like if you're going back from the barn and you're wearing them, they always get caught on the back of my seat and are pulling up, but the zipper always stays up pretty well. They're clunkier. They're not as streamlined as a regular filled boot, so they take up a little bit more space in your stirrup. They are warm, that is for sure. My trainer actually has these boots, and she said they are warm. They're not waterproof, and they are waterproof up until the back of the zipper, so you only have a little bit of room right there. So far I haven't had any water come into my boot, but my trainer who has these boots says she has. And she had the problem of the zipper where it kind of bends, it points in and digs back into the back of your foot. She said even though they were warm, she was probably going to take hers back. I am probably going to keep mine, because mine haven't been such of a problem, and I think eventually they'll become more flexible, and so it's just something that'll save my boots. Like I was wearing these around muddy, and then I was leaving mud on them for a couple of days, and this is just kind of like a substitute boot that I can do that, and it doesn't bother them to be wet and muddy and stuff like that. And so overall these are okay. I haven't had them long enough to know for sure, so maybe I might have to do like an update if something breaks on them, or if I'm really, really pleased with them. Winter is actually almost over, so I don't know how much more time I will get out of them, but I'll probably wear them on muddy and rainy days. So hopefully that'll help you make your next purchase and kind of give you an idea of how they worked for me, and how you want to spend your money. Thanks.